All right, and we're back on the Mana Symbol channel, playing a little bit of crazy combo in Pioneer. This is Simic Drafna combo. We are a Rona combo deck. We're also a Drafna combo deck. We are a Training Grounds Omen Hawker deck, and we've got a nice new sub, Auto EB. Thank you for subbing for 11 months. Enjoy the emotes once again. So everyone knows Rona Herald Invasion plus Mox Amber is a great way to combo. If you have a way to bounce your Mox Amber, right? Right. Cool. Which, why am I looking at this and not solving this thing that I'm saying? Anyway, we've got Drafna, founder of Lat-Nam here. So for 1 in the blue, you get a 2/1 legendary creature, Human Artificer Advisor, looks like. 1 in the blue, return target artifact you control to its owner's hand. 3 mana, copy target artifact spell you control. So without tapping, this for 2 mana can bounce your Mox Amber, you recast it, and you can tap it again for 1. So you lose 1 mana on every exchange. But if you have Training Grounds, you lose 0 mana on every exchange. You just get to infinitely bounce and cast your Mox Amber. Infinite casts of an artifact can do some things. One of them is make an infinite size Patchwork Automaton. Another one of them is mill your opponent out with Alter the Brood every time it enters the battlefield. And another one of them is it triggers Rona every time you do this to untap it, meaning you get to mill through your entire deck. So we've also got Kinnan, Prodigy, which allows this to now net mana for us. Kinnan plus Mox plus Drafna also results in infinite Mox Amber casts. And then we have Karn, of course, as one of the best ways to have a payoff with that. Then we've got a couple of one-ofs in this deck. So Gretchen Titchwillow is another mana sink that just allows you to draw your deck, play out every land that you have, and probably win the game from that point. Patchwork Crawler is an interesting inclusion. So it's a 1/2 for 2. We can exile most of our legendary creatures, and those will allow Patchwork Crawler to stand in as them on the battlefield. So this is instead of having something like Tyvar, Jubilant Brawler, or anything of that nature in the deck. Tyvar obviously lets you activate your creatures as though they had haste, but Kinnan and Drafna don't require not having Summoning Sickness in order to go off. So that's worth noting. And then we've got Omen Hawker here, which adds mana that we can use to activate abilities. Drafna's second activatable ability is not terrible, especially if it costs cheaper or you have mana to sink into that. And we've got 4 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster as just a card we can put on the battlefield and help us sort of play through mid-rangey situations. And then we've got a full sideboard here of wish targets for Karn, many of which will hopefully be useful at some point or another. So let's see if we can do better than the 2/3 I just got with a great deck that I had previously 5-0'd with. The Indomitable Creativity decks are just well known, so it's not surprising sometimes that you run hot and have great draws and play against the right decks or people with the right draws for you to take advantage of, and sometimes you don't. Highly recommend checking that out. But we're here for the weird Faithless Brewing stuff. We're on the Traxa Creativity deck, Auto. I really appreciate that version. The Gear Hulk one has been... I just don't like playing Magma Opus very much. So that... The fact that Gear Hulk on its own is so often a less than great creativity target, it's just a bunch of matchups where it just didn't feel so good when I've played that version. When I played the Worm version before, the one that's main deck World Spine Worm Xenagos, that was at a time I think where a lot more people were ready for that particular combo, so you just got blown out a lot of the time when you were forced to go for it early. Yeah, Patchwork Automaton, you can make it into infinite power toughness if you have the infinite casts happening. Well, this is not a great hand, but it's like pretty well set up to draw into a lot of our stuff. Opponent mulls to 5. And they're on Yagantha? Oh. Kahira mull to 5. Wild. I mean, we could play Botanical Sanctum and do the same thing, but Trading Grounds, I think, is the... Thanks for the follow, Catbug Gaming. Your follower, 3,301. That means 3,000 was Poheb, which might be Phoebe. For some reason, my brain is going to get killed by Trouble Cats. Don't forget Elementals. It's probably just blue-white control. It almost definitely just means blue-white control. All right, well, we found a Drafna already, so that's pretty good. The same thing it means in every format. A creatureless control deck. Could also be a creatureless combo deck, but in this case, it's a creatureless control deck. Is that Proctor Lotus thing? Could be. Oh, that's awesome, Catbug. Well, I'm here sometimes. Huh. So what am I most comfortable having countered here? It's probably the Omen Hawker. Yeah, Elementals, if it wants to play Nissa, loses Kahira. And they can't play Jegantha because they play a lot of double pip Elementals. Interesting. Omen Hawker doesn't do anything for me here, but I think the thing is, if they crack down this turn, then I get to play a Patchwork Automaton that's going to stick around. Yeah. Sorry, Lockdown. I always think of Consulate Crackdown when I think of this card. Just like a 5-mana version of something similar. It's bigger, like it hits bigger. Pioneer Elemental gets played. Yeah, but it doesn't get to play Pitch Elementals, which I think is a pretty big deal. Also, we drew into an Otawara, which we can use to bounce the lockdown. So if we can set up the rest of the stuff to combo. Crackdown, I think, hits only artifacts and enchantments. It might. I don't remember. Like the Bankbuster draw here. All artifacts your opponents control. Okay, there we go. So it's one-sided. What is this? I mean, this means my Bankbuster is resolving, so... Oh, it's just one shark. Baby shark. That's fine. I'm okay with this trade. Patchwork. You did God's work. Pioneer Elementalist got to the top 8 in the Southeast Asia RC this weekend. That's awesome. It's exciting for them. Let us bury my opponent's mull to 5. Best case scenario for them here, they go like land Wandering Emperor. Did they solve scooping when Elish Norn is resolved? Or did... I mean, the only deck in Pioneer that plays that is the... like Karuga Fires or Urian Fires deck, which admittedly will have it every game, but I don't know if that's a big deal for them. I literally don't know. I could not tell you if that's BTL Omnath. Sure, it's just not... I don't think those decks are a particularly large part of the metagame, so I don't... Drafna is cool because you can refuel your Bankbuster if you want to. That's interesting. If you need to be in a grindy matchup. Bacon, tomato, lesbian, omelet. I think what you're doing there is what you're saying is BLT Omnath should be a deck. If I was going to play tap land this turn, I should have played the Botanical Sanctum. That is a misplay. All right, what do you got? This is the Wandering Emperor? No, it's triple. No, it is. Okay, good. Close the B is botulism. Only if it's Subway. I would like to not see them just windmill slam it to Fairy 5 here. Although I suppose I could Karn for Needle. Subway, eat flesh. I haven't had Subway in a long time. And at this point, I don't know why I would do that if I had any other option. I would try a different sub place. I mean, I definitely had it a bunch when I was a teenager. It's not actually a bad experience. Only real ones remember Mr. Sub, though. So what are we doing here? Just hanging out? I could draw the last card with Bankbuster, bounce it, and then play it, but I don't think that's a great idea. I think what we do is we draw on their end step, bounce it, and then the next turn we play 2 Bankbusters. Also, I can draw and then bounce the lockdown. That might make them squirrely. Yeah, Mr. Sub 100% sounds like someone had to make it up for a TV show. Yeah, to be fair, Subway is at least consistent. I know if I got their like roasted chicken sub, that I would be not upset about my choice. It wouldn't harm me. Roasted chicken with banana peppers and lettuce, tomato, and balsamic. That's my go-to. Okay. So what am I getting out of this? Means I get to fork a Bankbuster and activate a bunch of shit on this super cheap. I don't think it's worth it right now, especially because I drew another Bankbuster. Does that change anything? I have the infinite casts now, if I want it. What I have to do is get them to tap down a bit. I think phase 1 is go. So you have to hold priority to do this, because you go cast Bankbuster, and you know you're holding priority properly if you start casting the spell and it adds the mana. Do you want to bounce the spent Bankbuster? I did, but then what I drew changed how I felt about that situation. Oh, this is interesting. They can fork it one at each Bankbuster if they want. Casualty actually doing the thing that it was designed to do. We could pay for one. I just don't know if I want to. And they did do. I think this is probably fine. No, I should force one of these through, right? The only reason I wouldn't want to do this is if there's another lockdown. You like paying for one? All right, let's pay for one. Let's pay for the real one, because if I have to bounce it again, it matters. And then we're gonna get to attack with this Bankbuster and force the Samurai token off the battlefield, which seems okay. If they countered with the copy on the stack, that counters both of them. Oh, it would have done. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Well, yeah, they should have done that. The only reason they wouldn't is if they intended to try to get my treasure out of me. Like, they're like, oh, if I do it this way, they're more likely to actually pay for one. Right play was to cast it and not copy until they make a move. I guess? Yes. 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 But then I don't have the option of getting two. Either I get one or... Okay, this probably means we win right now. There's no way they can have enough removal to stop me. This game should be over. Because I have enough mana to Otawara, and then we just go off from there, right? I need to be able to play the Karn. I think I have enough. Exile target tap creature. I have another Drafna. That might matter. Let's see. Let's see. I think I have enough mana, but it's going to be tight. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's over. Kinnan. Mox. Drafna. So this currently costs 2, but send that pack in for 2 mana. Boop. Let the clicking begin. So let's see if saving targets works. I don't know if it will. It does. Okay, this combo is not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and say the fastest way to win is we just go get the thing that mills them out and we mill them out. Oh, oops. Yeah, I thought this wouldn't work because it's a new object, but we also get to see their deck that way. That's true. Here's my Karn. Here is my altar. Well, we have other ways to win Carrion Lich. I think Aetherflux Reservoir, while being efficient, is not necessary. So there's a lot of ways to win. Right, you think it's just fast? I mean, that's fair. I don't mind this. Yeah, altar costing 1 also can be relevant. I also don't need to tap the Mox every time, but I mean... You know what we could do here is... No, I can't. Okay, never mind. $36 more loops. Let's go. We got the F-Zero music on. Gotta go fast. You could get into the show them your deck, it's only fair. I don't think I'm interested in that. The really nice thing about this is that nothing here actually costs mana, so MTG isn't prompting me for anything. And even if I miss a couple of Mox activations, it just doesn't matter. I get it. We could also draw our entire deck right now in a number of ways, which is... 26 more casts. I think it's also worth knowing how long this takes on average. I'm going to guess this is probably... I mean, the easiest way is to time an iteration, which I'm going to guess is like 3 seconds. And so it's like 3 seconds per card in their deck. So depending on how many cards remain in their deck, that's how long this combo takes to kill them. I would guess you could get it down to 3 minutes. Obviously, what we'll do is go back in the VOD, and you can just time it. I also wonder if drawing one more card into my deck would have been worthwhile. Is Aetherflux faster than Alter? Almost definitely, right? Yeah, I think so. Which, if time ever becomes a concern with this deck, and it might, because this deck can grind, then you should prepare for that and have Aetherflux if you're playing a lot of MTGO. It also might be faster to go for infinite turns and kill your opponent with combat damage, but you need a non-summoning Simic Drafna, which we don't have here. So now we can just do this. I didn't need to make mana for a long time. Yeah. I want to say that kill was about 4 minutes. We're judging based on their the clock differential. Okay, so let's see. I don't think there's anything crazy here. Hey, Shauna. We combo in. It's a bit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm okay with it. We didn't get raided or anything. If I had to guess, Shauna, I would think that it's due to the fact that everyone else is playing Modern, it seems like, for the most part. So I'm the only one who's stuck with Pioneer for today. So, and then also Spike was streaming with Doomwake, which I assume some of the viewers would be like, I'm gonna watch something else today. Not because there's anything wrong with Doomwake or anything like that. It's just very different from a normal Spike stream. Hey, Mr. Rabe. Should I go see Spider-Verse today? It looks good. It looked good. Pascal Menard's Omen Hawker list. I'm the modern one, Rabe, or is there another one I don't know about? I think we can do better. Oh, okay. So this is Atraxa Neoform. Ah, here we are. No, I hadn't seen this. Certainly have to talk about that on the podcast. Yes, keep. I think I'm bottoming Omen Hawker here. Yeah, thanks, Rape. I hadn't seen that, and that looks interesting. What do they want 1 mana open for? What do they want 1 mana open? Spell Pierce in my Pioneer? Cycle Sensor could been. Consider. I don't think they play Consider normally. I didn't see it last game. It's not normally something that Blue White's interested in. Yeah. All right. First in the grinder. Drafna. I wanted good cards. Drafna can get you many good cards. Let's play now. Okay. Results. Soul Partition. And I'll bring to the Blue White. Exactly. Chaff for the Chap Gods. Oh, so I mean, Drafna as a baseline can just copy artifacts that you play, and this deck plays artifacts that are of varying power levels. Patchwork Automaton and Reckoner Bankbuster are both reasonably powerful things if you have enough mana to make copies and all that. So that's one option. Oh yeah, I mean that's if they like Patchwork Automaton just works as a not terrible mid-range threat, right? It's if you're playing against something that's like creatureless, Patchwork Automaton could be enough. Oh my. Double pitch for March. I was about to say, if they're targeting the Patchwork, they're going to be real upset. Yeah, you can also just start copying Altar. I was thinking about doing it last game, but my guy was summoning sickness. My guy. Okay, so no Otawara nonsense this game. Trigger. Oh my. They disputed my patchwork, they did. Alright. Training grounds for the blue-white gods. If they want to temporary lockdown me, I suppose. And no, training downs does not reduce the cost of putting your companion in your hand. In it. But it does mean I can make a big Lair of the Hydra. Yeah, that would make sense to me. Kaya. So I can make a 2/2 Lair of the Hydra right now if I want to. So if they tap down too much, that's definitely what I'm going to do. Because we are hassling their life total. Rewind. Mental. You are a crazy person, opponent. Wow. All right, let's put this Kinnan out here. Okay. Yeah, I heard of Rewind being played in this format, but it's still wild to see it. It just seems so insane. Does not seem to be a good use of your anything, but what do I know? They run Rewind as a 2 of. I mean, I get it. I don't know what that's helping you keep up with. Let's draw an untapped land. Oh. What you upkeep in there? Okay. So I can activate Lair here. Oh wait, that doesn't mean anything. That Kinnan doesn't affect the Lair. Interesting. So if I get smashy with Lair, I mean, there's just a chance they remove it, and I kind of need the mana. Let's attack first. See what happens. So Rona lets them verdict really nicely. Playing Karn here almost definitely just gets countered. Oh, they had field open for my Lair. That's why. I think we just jam Karn though. No, I'll just replay the Kinnan, right? I think so. This is fine. Yeah, that's fine. This Patchwork Automaton is really giving them the business. It's kind of great. Ward 2, big game. Definitely into just casting Rona here. Making a human. It's fine. So that means they're not going to verdict, I assume. Hey, it's the donk. How you donking? All right, so let's do this thing. You don't need that. Suppose if they have Wandering Emperor, they get to make the Samurai group block and kill my Patchwork. But then I go Karn for Mox, draw my whole deck. Okay, this is functionally similar. And then what do I do? So I can find the Drafna and a second Mox. Yes, I think so. Well, first we'll see if they have like a Spell Pierce. I don't think they do. I think what they're going to have is Mystical Dispute. So I have to play around Dispute, but that's probably fine. You don't have a Drafna if you do not, in fact, draw your... What? What is this? Spell Pierce! Wow! Spell Pierce in blue-white. Yeah, okay, well. You got me. I think I'd rather have the land. Yeah, they're playing Rewind and Spell Pierce. It's massive. Massive game. This is also a lethal attacker, though. And it has trample. Jesus. Okay. So... I could put them to 1. Shoot. I mean, I'm going to go for it, but... Shoot. I'm pretty sure it's worth trying. Oh, it's non-land. Okay, so Soul Partition doesn't stop this. Good. Yeah, we're doing it while field's tapped for sure. For some reason, I thought Soul Partition was like creature or planeswalker. So we definitely go Gigantha to hand. And pass. Make your human. Mm-hmm. We do have a Boseiju to draw to. That kills the lockdown, gives me my stuff back. That's a good pickup. Not great, obviously. Let's see if we can force them to use the field, and then we get to try to haul them next turn. Obviously, they don't have to use the field this turn. They could just chump. They have a shark. It's a big blowout. I don't think they'd want to tap down the shark here, though. I think they'd be concerned about dying. Okay. Boseiju. Oh! Ask and ye shall receive. That's biblical. Yeah, I was considering the way. So if you have a training grounds in your hand, you can play it out for a single blue, and it makes your Hydra one larger. It's like a little tiny Hydra giant growth. I say giant growth. It's as minor of a growth as it possibly could be. Wrong. Okay, thank you. You spend 1 mana. Only affects creatures. Good to know. That's definitely going to trip me up a lot. Oh, it doesn't affect the Bankbusters. Huh. They are still worth playing. Yeah. I've definitely had that brought up before. I just completely forgot about it. Well, that's a problem. I mean, I still think I have 3 lethal attackers. Yeah, yeah. And one of them has trample. So we should be okay here. Oh, but I can't. I might not be able to flip him. So this costs what, 4? This has trample. But I'm not going to be able to play for the flip and play for the haul. Oh yeah, that card has more text. The thing is, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure what I'm supposed to do is flip and swing. If only because then I can play the Bankbuster even if this doesn't work. Of Hall and Rona, I think I'm more than 1 short. Oh no, you're right. I am only 1 short. Yeah, we just attack here. Kill you? Uh, uh, has trample. They were also going to have to exile a card from their hand and blah, blah, blah. Trample. Cool. To be fair, Phyrexian Obliterator doesn't have trample, but Phyrexian Negator does? I want to say it does. I'd look it up, but it's more fun to be wrong. It does have trample. It makes sense because, like, whenever they block, you have to sacrifice permanents. So, like, you should at least get some of the damage out of it. I sold my Moxes when they were like 80, 90, so I was pretty happy about that. Obliterator flies? Oh, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the black, 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 black one. The Blessed Perfection. Yeah, that's Obliterator. There's the new one, which is the white, 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 white one. That one has flying, right? But I don't remember what it's called. Vindicator. Yeah, that makes sense. It's really sweet. Anyone want to play that with the Dino Meteor? This is like almost the most functional hand we've had. Yeah, I traded mine in when they were like, again, 80, 90 Canadian. And I should pick up a new set now. They're like 40. I don't know if I want to play these decks in paper. Oh, did we find Boris? Look like we find Boris. So we can make go fast. Let's see if my janky combo deck can keep up with the brutal efficiency. How good of a hand do they have? They've got the God Draw. So if I play... Oh. I'm going to assume I can win this game next turn. Although I'm not actually sure how I can do it. Help. I think we play Rona this turn because, one, it's a 1-3, so it probably gets to chump block something. Or not chump block, it gets to block something. And two, I need it to not have Summoning Sickness. Yeah, it also gives us more draws next turn. Like a lot more. And unfortunately, Omen Hawker can't actually do anything this turn. Possibly this game. Let's see. I mean, it can chump a 4-power creature here, which is probably good. We won't do it this turn if I have the option. If I have the option to not... What is... Oh, my. Okay. They going bigger. I think this is good news for me. We be hawking. Yo. Straight hawking. Lamau, okay. Do I want to play the Altar of the Brood out early? They're gacking over there. Gack me with a spoon. Did they reveal a Bushwhacker? They didn't. Do they have one? They do. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm just taking this and seeing if I can win. Rona can't block anything here. Well, stop the Bushwhacker from attacking, so that's good. I think I just take this, just see if we can win. Okay, so that's a good draw in that it is a painless land. So I can go draw, discard. Playing Gretchen will let me untap Rona again. So I think we draw a discard first. Pitch this breeding pool because there's just no chance this ends up. Well, it's a land, which Gretchen wants. So let's ditch the Patchwork. Play this on green. I need Gretchen and Kinnan in play. At the moment, though, I don't actually have an ability to get to that. I think I have to play one of them first. Should probably be Kinnan, because if we draw Mox Amber, that's a better way to start ripping. I think the pool was the better discard. I mean, we could just do it on the second one. I just have to figure out which color I want here. Do I want a green afterwards? I think I want a green afterwards. Just play Kinnan first? Yeah, probably. Leave a blue up in case we get to cast Training Grounds. Why play a land before you do? Oh, that's true. That makes a lot more sense. That's not a Mox. I get no more activation, so we just have to play Training Grounds and die here. I think I'm dead. Yes, you do. Kinnan gives you extra blue that's unrestricted, so I can... Okay, got it. So, makes sense. So we can go blue-green, play Gretchen. Okay. Now we're dead, I think. Let's pass the turn. So I'm at 11. I can block 2 4-power creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exactly. Lethal. Yeah. They did literally kill me on turn 4. So that's pretty insane considering I actually had blockers. Like, that is one of the best draws I've ever seen out of that deck. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. But this is definitely one of those things where it's like they're trying to linear us, we're trying to linear them in this case, and we're just not as built as well to do it. And that's fine. We beat blue-white control where they probably would have had some problems. That's what I played at the RC. How'd it go? I did not see a lot of good results for Boros. So I think I need to mulligan to more combo pieces, right? Oh, that's fantastic. 7-2 day one. That's great. Yeah, this is not good. Reckoner is one of the worst cards in this matchup. This hand is fantastic. This is... Keep this, ditch Patchwork. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? I mean, I don't really mind my Omen Hawker dying. Like, it seems like one of the weakest cards. I think this is a Dave list. Fairly certain this is a Dave list. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target creature, 1 damage. What a wild card. Make some goblin friends. Oh, come on. What? They're playing interact. Ah. Jesus. That sucks. I had no idea they played any interaction. Even post-board, I've never... Nah, comes from not playing against that deck enough, I guess. Let's make it a 2/2. No, Boros definitely does not have any element of surprise. At least not for experienced players. Like, I don't think there's a lot of players who are likely to top 8 large event who wouldn't know and be prepared for it. You can still beat a lot of people who are not like that caliber, and they are around. There are players like that. I mean, I'm just taking all this. Okay. Yeah, the deck's definitely fine. It's again, it's a hyper linear deck that's just trying to linear people out. I assume you're not talking to me, Michael, because I wasn't in the RC. I was not queued. Feel like Rakdos has no way to deal with it? I think Thoughtseize and early interaction mess up the Boros deck an awful lot. Second Bushwhacker. Brutal. What a draw from them. So I just have to double block here. Man, what a draw. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. I've routinely crushed red white playing every variation of blue red I've played. So yeah, it's really far ahead against red black. Okay, I can see that. Not having access to stack based interaction is a big deal. Removal spell turn 1, make disappear or what have you on turn 2 just routinely would just make the red white deck just fall over. Yeah, judging is the highest EV, but I wasn't judging. I was just playing sides. I should have judged. It was one of those things that helped make that decision for me. I've heard that red black has a reasonable matchup against Convoke, and the fact that we didn't see any Convoke in most of the top of the RCs suggests to me that it doesn't have a good red black matchup because red black is so much of the field. But that's again just going off of statistics and not necessarily reality. Anyway, not surprising that our goofy combo linear deck isn't as good as the hyper focused, hyper what do I want to say? Optimized. I mean, I'm keeping this. You built yours to beat Rakdos. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to do, right? Hey, we doing great, Turtle Power. Okay. So a deck that probably can't remove Rona on 2. Seems good for me. I had a decent conversion rate at the RC, has slightly higher percent than Rakdos. But I assume a lot fewer players. Shit. Forgot about that. Yeah, I played this card and I forgot about it. course. I really have not liked Omen Hawker at all in this deck. This is... It just feels like it's just sitting around doing, like, with nothing to do. That said, I could play Rona, play Training Grounds. That makes his activation 5, 3, so not low enough for me to actually do it. Second Omen Hawker would do it, but they're going to get a turn to do stuff. I mean, I guess I'm just going Omen Hawker, Patchwork here. Rona Hawker? No, but playing the Rona where I can't transform it is what, like, specifically what I didn't want to do, right? Because then they just have another 3 damage removal spell and remove it. Although I guess the activation is a sorcery, so it's kind of really 6-1, half dozen the other. I mean, I could play Rona here, and then next turn Drafna comes in and does some goofy stuff, copying. Well, it can't copy yet. Yeah, didn't matter anyway. Okay. Okay. Malcator meme deck. I don't know what Malcator is. I mean, almost anything would be better against Boros than this, right? Because we have, like, no... God damn it. Phyrexian Elephant Wizard. Oh my. Jeez. Well, at the second training grounds, just in case I draw, like, Kinnan or Gretchen or anything where I can play immediately activate. Oh, yeah, Jagantha. I forgot to flip him out. God, I hate this stupid card. Okay, that's a good draw. Although, not a great draw, but it's important for me to have here. It is going to be weird that I stop attacking with everything, but whatever. Oh, for the love of... Of course I ran into the Gear Hulk version. Okay. I mean, they don't have a Magma Opus, so this is fine. It's frustrating, but it's like, whatever. We need less bad cards in this deck. No, Omen Hawker cannot pay for Companion. It's a special action. So it is in fact not cool. Okay. It can pay for Otawara. That's why I left them untapped on the previous turn. Oh, cool. Hardcast Magma Opus kill me. I think I want to swap the Omen Hawkers for Spectral Sailor. Because that's a synergy with Training Grounds that I like. I really don't feel like I lose any explosiveness or any nonsense like that. Like, oh, aren't you worried about... No, I'm not. Not at all. It's like Omen Hawker literally hasn't been able to do anything for us. Hypnotic Grifter? Well, that's conniving rather than drawing a card. I mean, it is. It's a mana cheaper. It is a mana cheaper. With Training Grounds, this becomes literally 1 instead of 2 on the first one. We could split them, right? Or play 6. Make some other cuts. It's like Patchwork going to infinite power has just not been relevant. Hawker's like an elf, but disappointing. Well, it hasn't done anything. Like, it literally has not been able to activate for like a single relevant thing. It's like we've almost threatened to like once, and then it didn't work and we lost. Like, oh, I kept this hand. Really should not have kept this hand. I don't know why one of these Karns on the right I thought was a land. And we cut the land that Karn can get, so it's definitely not. Let's draw lands. One land drawn. Watch this be the game you do infinite power. I mean, if I would be happy to be wrong. Dan's Omen dreams are shattering. Yeah, I mean, I just, for me, I pegged it as a bad card immediately. Like the first time I read it, I was like, this doesn't seem good at all. And I understand why it could be good, but yep. This one grabs Mox Amber so that next turn I can go Kinnan, Mox. Yeah, I just don't like playing the Omen Hawkers in a deck where, I mean, in theory, the thing about it in this deck would be that everything in our deck is a magnet for removal. So the Omen Hawker taking some of the heat off of our good creatures would be a good idea, right? But the problem is they just don't need to kill Omen Hawker. Nobody's ever needed to kill an Omen Hawker against our deck. Like, they just wait for a better creature. All right, so possibly should have grabbed Tormod's Crypt to prevent exactly this from happening. I was thinking about it, but I was like, if they just burn my Karn and they don't go for a creativity, then it's pointless. But I probably should have done it. We're gonna find out real quick. We're gonna find out real quick. Or maybe I should just let it hit, right? Nah, we'll see. Don't creativity me, bro. Yeah. All right, that I punted that. And I don't need to concede here. I think we're able to win on the spot, but I'm just off it. I apologize if people are not happy with the way I played that, but it's just not, this is just not working for me. The thing that kills me about Omen Hawker right now is just looking at this deck and going, none of our combos actually involve this card in any way. It's kind of like it's supposed to grease the wheels of everything, except it doesn't actually do that. Whereas I feel like the cards we're talking about here, these ones could. Thrasios? I have no idea what that is, so I do not wish that. Grifter's 3 mana connive. Maybe in Blue Devotion it has a place. I mean, it just depends on what's in your Blue Devotion deck, right? You need activated abilities. It's like Gretchen, but good. Okay. Do I look for the... Do I look for the land here? It's pretty good hand if we start hitting lands. Is it? It's not bad. I'm just excited to have Omen Hawker and a Bankbuster. Let's just be lucky. Put him also 6. Let's be lucky. Put him also 5. Oh, we're against the Blue Devotion deck. That's funny. Oop. Well, that's a good draw, maybe. Okay. 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 Resolves. Eh? No counterspell, please. Ah! It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just a little upset. They mulled a 5, but they had it there. It's okay. This actually gives us a much larger ability to, quote, go off. No, it's totally fine. It's just really frustrating. We could have paid. No, we cannot. Only to activate abilities. Only to activate abilities. It's not, you may not pay this mana on spells. It's not the same as Power Stone mana. Yeah. Yeah, Power Stone is can't be used to cast non-artifact spells, which again is like, it's one of those things that Roy's good at processing and I am not. No, it's cool. It's cool, Rabe. It's cool, Rabe. It's cool, Rabe. It's just one of the things that I don't like about Omen Hawker, right? It's like so narrow. I mean, it would be, if Omen Hawker could just straight up help you pay for artifacts, that would be really good, right? Then I could have paid because I would have used the Omen Hawker to cast the Bankbuster. It would be too broken. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't think Omen Hawker is playable at all right now. So does that move the needle on it from where it is to being broken? I just don't. I don't know. Please do not counter my Kinnan. Okay. So this now gives me an unrestricted blue. And this gives me a green. Cast Gretchen. I still have a green, but I can't do anything with it. Oh, I can activate her. No, I can't. I'm one short. I don't have a training grounds yet. Still, pretty good turn. I'll take 3 points of mana burn. Plays Rona kills me. Ditches an extra Rona. Okay. Play the Bankbuster. Tap this, add the blue. Activate the Bankbuster. Okay. Sure. Play Omen Hawker. Lair of the Hydra. Patchwork. Yeah, okay, so they're playing the mono blue wizard class version of a Rona combo deck, which is something I was interested in trying to play next, so. That said, I can Karn for Needle and Needle their wizard classes, so we're not going to lose to that. This is an activated ability, right? It's not a explain class. Rules. Activated ability. Okay, cool. Just double checking. It's not a special action for no good reason. Although let's see how much mana I have, because we might just be able to win the game on the spot, right? How good is Paradox Engine on this board for me? So if I play the Paradox Engine, but I don't have a follow-up cheap spell, I think I can draw this card first without it being a problem. So let's do that. That's fine. Oh! Winning. Cool. What's good, Barbecue Hoss? So now Gretchen is green-blue, draw a card, put a land into play. Okay. It also means... What can I activate on the cheap? Stonebrain, I guess. I shouldn't have played that right. I don't know. I'm not worried about it, but maybe I should be. I have to go Karn for engine first. I don't know. I literally can't tell you. Karn, engine grounds. I probably had enough to do that and just didn't do it because wrong order, because small brain combo player. It seemed to me that putting training grounds into play first was going to help me do things, and it obviously doesn't. So I'm glad that we have come to that understanding now. So I have 2 mana for activated abilities. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, short mana either way. It seemed like I would be. Not that I actually did the math in any way. I mean, I'm just going to grab the needle and needle their wizard class, right? Pretty sure that's what we're doing here. And then also activating Gretchen some number of times. So let's just do that. So I want to keep as much green mana as possible. So let's just go shock this. Green. I mean, everything adds green, right? So we use colorless here. Do that. Activate Gretchen first in case you hit combo pieces. Yeah, I guess my problem is I just didn't know how many times I'd be able to do it. Now it's a little more clear, but you're right. Like, that's clearly the right way to do this. Hit an Omen Hawker. No. Okay, put the land in, but it's tapped. It's Needle Wizard's class. Okay. We definitely win next turn. I mean, I don't think it's deterministic, but it's close. Oh, right, they're going to ding my Karn, so no, I don't win. True, true. I can draw an awful lot of cards. Is it worth crewing my Bankbuster so its activated ability costs 1 less? No, because I don't have enough creatures that can do it in a way that's reasonable. That's funny, though. I also have Kinnan activations. Like, I could do that. That costs 5. But I don't think it's as good as just drawing for 2. Yeah, it's definitely not. Also, if these Omen Hawkers were any of the new cards we want to put in, it would be very reasonable. This doesn't help anything right now. Yeah, that deck does exist, Auto EB. Oh, Training Grounds helps with Kinnan. Yeah, but what am I trying to flip into? I don't think there's anything like particularly useful. Okay, that's good. I do not get to choose what side it comes in on. That's interesting. There is Drafna. Okay. So assuming this resolves, I think I win. Okay. Bounce my Mox Amber. Cast my Mox Amber. Yeah, because we can draw the deck with Reckoner Bankbuster. So what I'm going to do now is bounce the Buster, cast the Buster. Oh, careful. Should have added more mana first. I just want to get this one activated ability mana out of my mana pool so that I can loop a little more cleanly. Oh, we drew the altar. Okay, it's very over. I'm going to add a chunk of mana. Just have to make sure that I'm not going to get blown out by soft counters. And then we can start digging for whatever we want. I mean, I can just mill them out with altar. So let's cast that now. And I also have an infinitely large Lair of the Hydra, the way this has gone down. Okay. They have conceded. Good. Groovy. We had infinite ways to win the game there. I just... But yeah, when we start changing the deck this wise with Spectral Sailor and Hypnotic Grifter instead of Omen Hawker, it makes 4x Reckoner Bankbuster in the main less appealing, which then also makes 4 Patchwork Automaton less appealing, which I'm okay with. We're just drifting closer to like the actual Rona combo decks that exist right now, but with some redundant combo pieces. And I'm not saying that we don't play Reckoner Bankbuster, but it doesn't interact with Training Grounds as well as Spectral Sailor and Grifter. Jeez. I mean, I think this is a keep. It's just not an exciting one. Opponent mulls. Fast flip Rona. Yeah, but I don't know how good that is against mono blue. Like, you're just clocking them for 5 each turn. They can just deal with that. I also assume that they play like Brazen Borrower or something in their 75. Or they just combo you, right? Like, it's kind of... Oh, they didn't have the ley line. I play Gretchen here. Can activate her next turn at a discount. And I'd also rather lose her at the moment than Rona. Is that true? She's a better card draw engine if either of these is going to resolve, so maybe it is better to lose the Rona here to a counter. Okay. Get my chip shot. Yeah, you're not going to block. This also gives me more draws towards a Mox Amber. I could have blocked here, but I think it's smart not to. Because there's no reason they should attack there if they don't have something to do. Let's draw a different land. It's not a different land. Yeah, tap Rona. Ditching the Patchwork. So Kinnan gives me 1 extra mana, which I can use to play Gretchen or the Buster. Okay. Also get the untap on Rona. So we could flip into Mox Amber here and just win the game. Okay, that's fair. So we just play Omen Hawker here. Yeah. Okay. See if we die. Doesn't seem too likely. You always need Drafna to be able to combo. Maybe you're right. Probably right. Sure, you're right. Witness protection, my Rona. Okay. Okay, so if I play Gretchen, then play a Training Grounds, I can activate her, put the land in. Shocking doesn't seem like the best choice at the moment, but we're doing it. Oh, I just had a land drop. What am I doing? Play the Buster first, then I can activate Omen Hawker to draw a card. Should activate on their turn. Oh, so I don't draw the extra card. Sure. It's my 0-4. It's going to block Benthic Biomancer nicely. Oh, they have another dispute. Great. Yeah. Probably group block the Biomancer with Rona and an Omen Hawker. Nykthos. It's not a lot of mana. If they want to grow this, it forces them to loot, which might make them discard the last card in their hand that they're... Oh, wait, no, it's loot. It's draw discard. It's not discard draw. It's not rummaging. Yeah, so they get selection here. But it's fine. They would have done this anyway, most likely. Displacement wave. Wild. Ah, this is so dumb. All right, hold on. All right. I have Training Grounds. It should be powerful with the cards in my deck, and it's just not. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's worth not letting them have an extra card right now. They're kind of flailing around just like us. Jeff, thank you. I did not want to put this card in my deck. It's fair. It's fine. I hate Gigantha so much. Flips the Rona. Guess I'm going to 1. Stops the Rona attacking. No, it does not. If I block this, they take a card out of my hand. That's probably something I have to do. Let's add their card. I'm gonna go to 1 here. Good draw. At random? Wait, what? That's insane. Why is it at random? What the hell? I mean, I got really lucky with which one it was, but what the hell? Because, yeah, I guess. I don't think I can draw into anything relevant here, but no, it's not that. And then we play Drafna, and then I think we're just dead here. Yeah. I mean, it's not even a keyword, right? It's just, there's just a lot of text, and I understand, like, I've read the card, but I just don't know why it would work at random. Like, that's insane. That's very strange, and it doesn't have any flavorful or mechanical reason to do that. It's just better. Like, obviously, it's more powerful, but, like, this already seems like a really, really good card. So I don't know that it needs that. All right. This is infinite mana, right? Not on turn 2. I think we're ever so slightly short. Kinnan makes Mox tap for 2. No, not yet. This is infinite casts. This is infinite casts of Mox Amber. That's what we have here. Oh, good. Thanks, Omen Hawker. Showing up on time. What would I rather play? It's the Buster, right? Pretty sure. I think so. Should have put it at random on Phyrexian Obliterator too. Just put it on all of them. It just makes them all better. Well, their soft permission is probably a lot less powerful now. Play Drafna. Play Omen Hawker. We're not attacking into fairy, whatever it's called. Fairy Mastermind. Yeah, we do have the win next turn because I have infinite artifact casts and Karn, and enough mana to cast the Mill Rock. The Shrine, whatever it's called. Assuming my Karn resolves, which it should do. This taps for a unrestricted blue. Alter the Brood, thank you. So I can pay through... I guess I can't play through a kicked Make Disappear. All right, they're off it. Cool. We out-comboed one other combo deck. Would Omen Hawker have been better as Springleaf Drum almost every time? That's an interesting question for me. I want to say the answer is no. Drafna is making me think of Hullbreaker Horror. We played a Hullbreaker Horror combo deck in Pioneer before that did something very similar. Oh, Moonsnare Prototype. That's another thought too. That attacks for colorless, which obviously here is mostly fine, but just... But playing Moonsnare and Springleaf Drum with Kinnan is usually kind of good. Okay. Gigantha, Gigantha. Opponent mulls to 6. They're having a think on their 6. Last seen on Azorius Control. Well, here's hoping they still are. So we stomped that deck early in this league. Though Chigantha, they shouldn't be. I am a drummer. I am a drummer. Oh, Sacrifice. So let's play Rona here because it's safe from. It's almost definitely safe from their removal. Kind of the best thing to get into play early just because we're going to be playing other legends every time we do. We get a loot. I have a symbol bag over there full of mana symbols. They're mana symbols because I play them. There's nothing different. The removal is Fatal Push and play in the first. God damn it. I always remember Red Black as Sacrifice as being a deck that plays literally no removal, but I think that's just the modern version. Crap. This is Pioneer. Okay. Because in modern, I guess the philosophy is they're so much better at abusing Mayhem Devil that all I have to do is set that up. So I should have played the Patchwork there. Just as setting it up as a blocker. That's on me. Yeah, Goblin Bombardment. That's true. Yeah. But I think it's correct that like in modern they don't play any like threaten variants and they don't play Fatal Push usually. It's just not worth the slots. I know they have at some points, like they have enough flex slots, but I remember it being like a 99% creature deck. Usually, if it's Jund, it plays Collected Company, which Hidetsugu consumes all in Pioneer. Yeah, should be crazy out here. Okay, no more combat damage. Well, Unexpected Steam, I was playing Cinderclasms in my sideboard because of Invoke, and it was not useful in any other matchup essentially. So they're not the only ones. Like there's a lot of people who are just registering sideboard cards only to beat Boros because Boros is new and was very, very popular. Are you saying Hidetsugu is not good against Convoke? I mean, it's not great, but I feel like it lets your 1 or 2 pieces of removal be enough to. Like, if you have 1 piece of removal before turn 3, then Hidetsugu seems pretty good against Red Black or Convoke. If you have 1 piece of removal, then you Hidetsugu them. It's like it's going to clean up all their tokens. If they've cast Gleeful Demolition or not, it's going to stop them from doing that, basically. Cast Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, well, people don't like the Convoke deck. They're out for blood. No, they're grabbing one of my patchworks. It was crazy that they deadly disputed their own goblin on like the upkeep. That seems wild to me. Should have crewed. Thank you. Did not think even for a half a second about it. I would be up 3 life here. Okay. See if we draw Mox Amber. That would be bonkers. We get to play Kinnan and Drafna. That's a good draw. Not super exciting to use right now, I don't think. But eventually I can blow up the Fable with it. Should cast one of these. This one has 2 toughness and is less important to comboing in theory. They can still bring their cat back, so let's leave the Patchwork waiting. Yeah, if I was building a deck and I was going to play more than one Ratchet Bomb, I'd play exactly 1 Sylex and exactly 1 Ratchet Bomb, or 2 Ratchet Bombs. Okay. Oh, they're doing it this way. Interesting. Guess that makes sense. And now I can't really resolve this Drafna unless I use Boseiju on a food token. Or I guess I can Boseiju the Witch's Oven, and then they'll have... Okay, so it's... We can do it. I don't think it's worth doing at the moment. And then next turn they have Reflection Mayhem Devil. So depending on what I draw here, I'm probably just dead. I mean... Playing Karn stops them from using the Witch's Oven. Then I can get a Mox that doesn't tap for mana. So that's no good. I can set up and do the infinite artifact thing here. Get a Needle and name Reflection, but then they just attack down my Karn, right? No, I can't do the infinite artifact cast thing anyway because I don't have a training grounds. Drafna is not good enough right now. Yeah. I'm short one of the combo pieces. This is just not actually that good at all. I don't think I can do anything here, right? Like, reasonably. Like, nothing that... I think I'm just dead no matter what. I mean, it probably keeps me alive for 1 turn, but I don't think that's actually good enough in any way. Karn, play land, uptick. I mean, probably as good as it gets. No, because then they have double Mayhem Devil. I don't... I'm off it. Let's just go. If we don't Needle the Reflection, it just sacrifices at end of turn, right? Or does it exile? Probably exiles. It doesn't matter. I don't think we're winning that. I don't think we're winning this matchup in general. It seems rough. This seems like a major improvement, though. And then I also like this with Training Ground. We already got 2 match wins, which I'm pretty excited about. And I horribly mismanaged that game because in the early game I just threw my Rona out there into their fatal push, and I should have thrown out the Kinnan or literally anything else. I just was in like modern mode of I know what red black sacrifice is like, and they don't play actual spot removal. So my 1/3 is fine for several turns, and it definitely wasn't. Okay. We busting. It's fine. Oh boy. Not loving that. Yikes. Okay. So we have most of the pieces we need to combo. Just looking for a Mox. Woof. Don't think it's worth putting any of my creatures out where they're just going to die. But it's probably worth slamming these 2 training grounds and just hoping we rip into things that make us combo easily. The other version, I want to look at the is this Unctus. Is this useful? No. Well, maybe. Thoughtseize. Well, rats. Bye, Drafna. Well, maybe they won't realize that they should take the Drafna. It looks pretty unassuming. You haven't lost to it yet. Abrade my Buster. That's frustrating. They took my Patchwork Crawler. That's kind of funny. But I guess it makes sense because... But it doesn't copy the static abilities. Huh. So... Now we're in a situation where instead of drawing Omen Hawkers, we drew training rounds, but they're still not doing anything. So this deck may have been a little bit doomed from the start. I mean, we're set up right now that if they attack down and leave nothing back, then we can just kill them with an infinite patchwork if I draw into a Mox. Oh, but of course, they have to leave a blocker back. Forgot the Fable was flipping. Claim the Firstborn. I don't think we beat that. Yeah. They don't currently have a way to sack it, right? Now they play the Witch's Oven. Yeah, of course. Witch grows it. Excellent sequencing that I never would have done. I might have. That's, I don't know. Shocks the Blood Crypt. I don't like that. I don't think this can draw me anything that matters. No. All right. Okay. So already started making changes to this. So obviously what we're looking at here is not the same version, but Omen Hawker was bad. The rest of the deck feels like it has some potential. Patchwork Automaton was okay against the control deck, but I think generally speaking in this deck, it's just not gonna do it. The one main deck, Alter the Brood, seemed unnecessary. Maybe it wasn't. There might have been situations where it had been really helpful. The one of Gretchen was fine. The one of Patchwork Crawler was fine. Neither of them were exciting. But I do... This is something where I wonder if, because we're playing Kinnan, so I probably want to try playing Springleaf Drums and Moonsnare prototypes. You don't have to play 8, just as a thought experiment. Cut the busters. So where this idea was heading was probably towards playing Emery. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, they're basically being supplanted by Hypnotic Grifter and Spectral Sailor being better with training grounds. I don't think Emery's actually worth playing in this deck, though. Although what I have to look at is previous decks that I played with Hullbreaker Horror and this kind of stuff, which is gonna take me time to find in my Stream Decker. Like, it's just, I'm not gonna be able to. Maybe I could just look at my YouTube and that'll be faster. Oh, here we go. What did I build? Oh, this is modern. Great. Thanks. Damn it. Damn it. I know I made this deck in Pioneer as well. What the hell? Okay, so there was a Pioneer version. Maybe we can look at this one and just figure out the kind of stuff we'd want to do. Because most of this is Pioneer legal. The only thing that isn't is Arreo, and that's fine. Because it's Hullbreaker plus Mox plus Kinnan is infinite mana. Which obviously getting up to playing 7 to play a Hullbreaker Horror is kind of tricky. But then just doing that on its own is like oftentimes a pretty good way to kind of win the game. No, I understand repeal isn't legal. I understand there are cards. I understand there are cards in here that are not legal. I'm not concerned about that. I was just like trying to figure out like what was the version of this deck and was there anything obvious I was forgetting about, and there isn't. We did play an Urza version of that deck too. So you play Hullbreaker and you play Moxes and you play Kinnan, and that's a combo. We've got Drafna plus Kinnan or Drafna plus Training Grounds and Mox Amber, that's a combo. So Rona feels like the odd man out here. How's the Rona combo supposed to work? It's Rona plus Mox plus what do they usually use? This is something that's messing with my brain right now because we're not playing it, right? Whatever it is that they usually play. I know they play Tyvar. How are they bouncing it? I'm trying to think of. Oh, it's Retraction Helix, right? Yeah. But without that, Rona just cannot combo, right? So the question is, should we even be playing Rona in this deck at all, right? Because we never comboed with Rona. This is right now. What we're doing is playing double combo, where we have like. And I'm not saying Rona's a bad card. It's fine, but it's not mild training grant. Well, not really. We flipping into a 5/5 is not. It's not a big deal. Nobody cares. Yeah, looting is the obvious appeal, right? But if we make this a more artifact centric deck, something like Emery makes a lot more sense. I think Gretchen also becomes the worst activated ability once we have Hypnotic Grifter and or Spectral Sailor. So we don't need this card. Patchwork Crawler is fine-ish. Like this is what we play instead of what's his name, Tyvar. But then this doesn't actually have haste. So but this comes in. Yeah. This stands in for Drafna. It can't stand in for Rona, but it can stand in for Drafna, which is an appeal that this combo has over Rona. Obviously, Rona in the Rona combo deck gets to do a lot of looting, and it's not like it wouldn't do too much looting here, but I wonder if we can't play Emery here, and if Emery's worth playing in this kind of archetype. Anyway, these are some ideas percolating in my head. I don't know where I'm gonna get with those, but if you've watched this on YouTube, feel free to hit me with any suggestions or nonsense combos. Point out places that I made incredible mistakes, ones that were seen on stream, and feel free to hit me with some ones that weren't, because maybe some got missed. And I'll see you there. For everybody who's live, we've got something that I'm doing at 7:30.